Hello, folks. Welcome to another uneventful episode of this podcast. And we're going to talk about the week. I'm not doing public freakouts this week. I'm lazy. I don't feel like checking. I was supposed to do a prank call show this week. I forgot to write down numbers. The time I remembered, it was kind of too late. But I did 3 comedy open mics this week. Let's call it comedy week. I haven't done that in like a year. Monday, we did the open mic over at Weenie's. And we had 9 comedians and about 4 audience members. And it was a fun night. Before the show, we interviewed this comedian who goes by TK Hilarious, a.k.a. Trent Wilson. And the Cookie and I interviewed him for the Cookie Pot Pie podcast, which should be uploaded by the time you hear this episode. And, just the doors kept opening and stuff. And I think there was some audio issues. He wasn't talking to the mic, and I was going to tell him, but I didn't want to interrupt the interview. So the audio is not going to be great for it as far as on his end. And then the open mic was fun. We did the Cookie Pot Pie stand-up at the end. Got some pops, got some laughs. It was cool. And then speaking of that, on Wednesday, we went to 1675, and the Cookie was like, let's go up there together. And I was like, well, I don't really feel like doing it in front of these guys, because those who don't know, there's a clique in the back, these young dudes. And, they sit there like they're God's gift to comedy, and they fucking, just act like they're the end-all, be-all of comedy. And I was like, I don't want to perform in front of those guys. And she was like, come on, you usually don't care anyways if you bomb. And I said, all right. So we signed up together. We went on number 3, and we did our set. And not everybody laughed at it. The guys in the back, of course, were like, what is this? This isn't like my comedy. It's not genius. But we got some chuckles. We got some laughs. It was a good time. And then when we were driving home, it was like a really bad thunderstorm. So thank God we made it home okay. And then Thursday, the next night, we went to this place called the Comedy Crab. It's an urban room, which is, more for black. And the host said, you want to go on first to me? And you guys know I love going on first. Most comics are pussies. They're like, I don't want to go on first. I was like, let's do it. So I went on first, and before the show, he was asking me, asking the audience, actually, do you guys think the whole Trump thing was real? And I said, yeah, I think it was real, and I think these 3 black women heard me. They obviously knew I was pro-Trump, and they were very anti-Trump, and they got, upset with me. So they turned their back to me during my set. And I looked at the audience at one point, and no one was watching me, except for the Cookie. And it was a good bomb, but, I did 5 minutes, and I'd write a set out, and I got a few chuckles, but it was like, it was really rough, and it was just a really weird audience, there wasn't a lot of people there as usual, and it was a good time, but, it was just really weird, and, and then as far as last night goes, Friday, we recorded another episode of the Cookie Pot Pie podcast, where Reese and I talk about our week. We talk about this stuff more into details. Like, for example, something we left out was this comic who doesn't like me, who went on a couple spots after me, was like, because I said at one point, oh, thank God for the light. And I could have left early, but, I want to stay on stage for 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm not going to bail like a pussy. And then he said, Josh, you didn't have to, you could have just left. You didn't have to stay up there for 5 minutes. And then the rest of his set wasn't even that good. And then he actually came over and apologized to me and said, hey, I'm sorry, man. My set wasn't great either. Which was classy of him, but at the same time, it was like, whatever. But yeah, we recorded another episode last night of the Cookie Pot Pie podcast, but it won't be up for like another week because we just uploaded the TK Hilarious interview. So we do have 2 episodes coming to the Cookie Pot Pie podcast for those of you who like that type of show. Not many of you, but there's a couple who do. And for those who don't, whatever. So once again, put up some YouTube shorts. Oh, by the way, speaking of YouTube shorts, the Cookie and I put up a short this week on the Cookie Pot Pie channel of our stand-up, and it got 2,600 views. We didn't get a ton of likes, but that's pretty cool. That's the most amount of likes we got, so that's awesome. Well, anyways, folks, it's time for your least favorite segment. It's time to get to the odd news. Why sperm whale facials inhabited Kim Kardashian and Jennifer Aniston? They injected the fish can have rejuvenating effects. So I did a bit in my stand-up act. I didn't put it up where I said, if you girls want sperm whale injections, just ask your fellow man to come on your face. He'll do it for free. Oh, he got some laughs, but whatever. 7th ex-eBay worker sends for unspeakable campaign of harassment involving a fatal pig and live bugs. Where's your joke for that? That guy, he really knows how to bring home the bacon. Yeah, that was okay. Florida police tell people to stop taking selfies with a depressed black bear. Lizzo? You know what? Leave her alone. Okay, we haven't took a shot at her in a while. Cocaine sharks found in waters off Brazil. Hunter Biden? Alright, come on, enough of the politics stuff. Meet Crush, the rare orange lobster diverted from dinner plate to aquarium by Denver Broncos fans. Florida school board says 7-year-olds should testify in a book fight. Where's my joke for that? Let's see. I guess they can put it to the paper. I don't know what that was. Grindr has crashed in Milwaukee due to unprecedented traffic. The Republican National Convention is currently happening. Is that the gay site? So Republicans are crashing because they're on there so much? Oh, that's weird. Why do dogs look like their owners? I don't know. Why is incest porn the most popular porn out there? You tell me. Denver imports most unusual lost and found items is elk meat and a circular saw. Flight attendant held up broken bathroom door for an entire 16-hour trip from Hong Kong to New York. Yeah, that person won't get a raise, unfortunately. But unsung heroes never do. Electrician stole 4,000 euros of electricity from his neighbors. Yeah, I bet you that guy has no jolt in his conscience. OpenAI CEO Sam House sucks. The mega plan to end free weather reports. Trump 2024. Alright, enough of that. Costco selling an apocalypse-ready food buckets. 150 servings with a 25-year-old shelf life. I have no joke for that. Sue Mary Terry charged with spying on South Korea in exchange for luxury handbags. She looks like she would do that. Oh, you guys are defending her? You chink lovers. South Korean airport authorities cracked down on Trader Joe's bagel seasoning. Everything but the bagel. Oh, the cookie was using that. So they're cracking down on that stuff. People are loving this seasoning. Colombian soccer president arrested after a loss to Argentina in Kayak final. Yeah, I don't get soccer. It's just too long. It's boring. I know those guys are really resilient, but who cares? British zoologist is facing 249 years in jail for raping, torturing, and killing dogs. Why not just say life in prison? I mean, why say 249 years? Is everybody going to live that long? I mean, what's the deal with that? New England fisherman sentenced in complex hearing fraud case. Game of Thrones J.J.R.R. Martin falls foul of Glasgow sci-fi event strict rules. Houston surrogacy escrow company misappropriated millions to fund Dominique Side's rap career. Super spicy crisp lands Japanese student in hospital. New York City deputy chief was bitten by an Asian councilwoman. 20 tweeted when bug bomb goes off in Publix. Bug bomb. I don't have it. Damn it. No joke so far, folks. I'm going blank here. Fight breaks out between two women in a gynecology waiting bathroom. They both sound like cunts. How about that? Baby saved from traffickers was borrowed from charity to photos. Local woman says HOA continues to charge a late fee for a 20-cent mistake. England fan does not regret Euro winner's tattoo. Watch as Colombian police recover multiple rodents from a leg of man's leopard onesie. German Navy uses an 8-inch floppy disk working on a emulator replacement. Let's see. Florida woman faces lawsuit. Okay, I read that. I put up that YouTube show on the Josh Jack Network channel. Alright, folks, we got one more news site to get to. And then we're probably going to end this podcast early, but I say that's a good thing. Olympics hockey star has his finger amputated in order to play in Paris. Well, I can't put a thumb on this thing with this guy. Alright, that wasn't good. Domestic dispute in Southern Carolina ends in deadly samurai sword attack. CrowdStrike says global IT outage was not a cyber attack. Fix deployed. Yeah, there was a cyber attack and people couldn't do their jobs and such, and all hell broke loose because computers run everything. Even the JoshCast. That shitty show. 24-year-old mukbang celebrity in China dies during the live stream. Stomach full of undigested food. New study proposes aliens could be walking among us. Texas researchers find DNA in a woolly mammoth jerky. Yeah, try to take a bite out of that one. Yeah, that was okay, but it wasn't. Dirty diaper was sold on Amazon, ruined a family business. Well, that's shitty. Florida man has junk food feast and closed Walgreens after 5 hours in the bathroom. And you gotta guess the racist. 800 authors of a woman 23 in China marries an 80-year-old man in retirement home. And this guy, he's got a bald head, and his head just looks creepy. It looks like a mushroom. It looks like a freaking... I don't know. But good for him. Irish cabbie joins Olivia Wilde in operating on popular New York subway show. Columbia National, Justin Andres. Masquerade screams, "My boss is really bad," while fleeing to a bridge before human rains in suitcases. One woman escaped a dungeon beneath a Missouri home. Another was killed. I think I read that already. I think we're coming to the end here, folks. Yeah, that's the end of this show. They say things should be canceled. Well, this show should be canceled. But anyways, folks, this is the first We At Worst comedy podcast in Philly. It's your favorite podcast that most people will not listen to. And that is it. We ended a few minutes early, but I think it's a good thing. I'll see you folks on the next one. As far as on the channel next week, I can't promise anything. I can't promise you a prank call show. I can't promise you anything. The only thing I promise you is more terrible and awfulness. That's a word. That is it. Thank you folks for listening from the bottom of my fat little rotten heart. I'll see you folks on the next one. You just listened to, and we're out of here. Go fuck yourself, Cuffy.